Hello, and welcome back to the EDC Squirrel. Got something different today. Now, most of the time when I'm getting knives, I'm collecting knives, I like to get something that I could use on a daily basis, including my EDC rotation. Essentially, something that I know not only am I going to be happy with it in an aesthetic point of view, but also I'm going to be happy with it in regards to using it. And so, in that regard, I tend to go for knives that, first of all, are knives that are legal for me to carry, generally 3 inches or less. Now, I do have knives that are larger that I tend to keep at home, but for the most part, I like to use the knives that I collect. However, sometimes you just gotta have a little bit of fun. And that's why I picked up the Raja 2 from Cold Steel. Now, this is not something that I obviously would carry on a regular basis. It is much too big, but I just really couldn't ignore it because of its just, well, you'll see. It's unique, at least to me. Pretty big box, as you can tell. We've got its warranty on the back here. Yep. I'll put that off to the side. And what do we have here? It looks like we've got a we've got a pocket clip sealed. I guess it's not attached to the knife at the moment. And here we are. Oh, sometimes you just want to have a little fun. One thing I do want to point out that Cold Steel did include in their packaging that I missed earlier was that they have a little warning here, and I thought it was pretty important, so I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. Warning, this knife is extremely sharp. We have tried to make this knife as strong, tough, and safe as possible. Please keep in mind that despite its size and weight, it is a folding knife, not a fixed blade, and was designed for cutting and very light chopping duties. Do not use it as an axe, a hatchet, a cleaver, machete, a screwdriver, a pry bar, or a sword. Please do not use this folding knife as if it was a fixed blade knife that doesn't fold. Please only use it for tasks appropriate for a folding knife, and we're sure it will give you many years of long, faithful service. I can completely understand why they would include a warning such as that, because like they said, it is a folding knife. It is nowhere near as strong in terms of capability to a fixed blade, because you do have a joint here. While they do put this through its paces at Cold Steel, they're just making sure that you're aware it is a folding knife. It doesn't have the same capability as a fixed blade knife. So do be careful when using this knife. Be responsible. This, like I said before, is the Cold Steel Raja 2. This one is a 6-inch blade in OS 10A steel. It's a kukri style blade. I hope I'm saying that right, kukri. I've had a couple kukris before, but nothing anywhere like this. It's got what they call Grivex handles. I think it's a similar one to what, or material to what I think the Benchmade bug out uses. I think they're called Grivery. I don't know. It's a like an injection molded type plastic, and it also utilizes Cold Steel's Triad lock, which is a super secure locking mechanism. And well, let's take a look at this. It's got I don't know if I can call that a thumb stud. It's like a thumb plate. Okay, hold on. This is going to be, oh no, it does have a, I just noticed that feeling that there. It does have a right-handed pocket clip And that is reversible. So there we go. Let's see if I can do this. Nope, maybe not. There we go. Again, this is an AUS 10-8, or I'm sorry, AUS 10A steel in a Kukri blade profile. This thing is immense. Like I said, the blade itself is 6 inches long. The handle itself, not quite sure on the handle length, but well, if you were to do the math, I guess that would make it 8 inches long. And so you've got a total overall length of 14 inches in a folding knife with a pocket clip, which makes me giggle inside. The triad lock, like I said, is super secure. Now, let's see here. No movement up or down on that blade. Nothing side to side. Nope. Now, I've had Grivery handles before on some really inexpensive, dare I say, super cheap kind of junk knives. And they tend to have a lot of flex to them. I mean, a bonus is they're very chemical resistant and could handle quite a bit, and will probably outlast the blade itself, to be quite honest. But the problem is they tend to have a bit of flex. However, as you can see inside, we've got full liners all along these Rivex scales. I hope I'm pronouncing that right too. You've got a back liner. That's the triad lock. I don't know if this is something I could do one-handed, but nice and secure. I can feel it move if I slam my hand down, but it doesn't want to open. Can't flick it out. Not unless I use the thumb stud, or thumb, I'm going to call that a thumb plate. But really solid lockup. And no movement that I could tell. Let's take a look at that blade again. And looks like it's very well centered in that handle. Thick blade. I'm impressed. Like I said, sometimes you just have to have a little fun and just have something neat for your collection. That now, will I ever use this? I can't really foresee using this for anything in particular in the future. This is probably going to go in my quote zombie kit, if anything. But it's just one of those things that I just thought was fun to have and very unique. I couldn't resist. I know I make some questionable choices, but I mean, come on. You gotta have some fun stuff in your collection. All work and no play makes the squirrel pretty squirrely. But that is neat. Oh, you know why they include that pocket clip? Because this isn't technically a reversible pocket clip. They actually include, because I just noticed the bend here, they include the pocket clip for left-handed, so that way it's not an odd shape. It still follows the curve of the handle for if you're left-handed, so you're not moving this one over to the other side and just having a really awkward feeling clip. Actually, how does that feel in the hand? Okay, you obviously get a full grip on the blade. Could even choke up a little bit. You've got a little indentation here right behind the blade, so you can choke up for some fine cutting. If you're going to do any fine cutting with this thing. But yeah, you can choke up on it a bit. Plenty of handle space there. You can move it back. The I can feel the pocket clip right beneath my knuckles, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable. If you're doing some extended hacking, like at a tree or something, I can see that possibly getting a little hot. Uh, I could see that possibly getting a little hot in there, but like irritating. But I don't really have a problem with it. You can also pull back. You've got a spot where you can curl your pinky around, so you can utilize the full length of this blade. And also, as long as you have relatively decent grip, it kind of hooks around your pinky a little bit. You've got a little hook there, so as you're swinging, it'll keep the blade in your hand, and hopefully you won't be throwing this on accident. So good few ways to grip the blade, plenty of handle in order to do so. Feels surprisingly light. I mean, yes, it's going to be a heavy folder, but it feels surprisingly light for what it is and for the size. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. But I just couldn't resist. I can't even, good God, I can barely fit this in the whole view. But there we go. That is the Raja 2 by Cold Steel. They have this in two types of configurations. They have this in like what I have here with a 6-inch blade, and they also have this in a 3.5-inch blade with a 4.875-inch handle. And that one also is an AOS 10A steel for a considerable price discount compared to the 6-inch. Both have the triad lock. I think they call that, do they call that anything different? Okay, they call it the Raja 3. So what I have here is the Raja 2. The smaller one is the Raja 3. This one, if you go on Amazon at the time of this video, is going to run roughly just over 81 bucks. The Raja 3 with the smaller 3.5-inch blade is going to run you just under $50. But if you want to check them out on Amazon, they are there. Let's take a look at that blade real quick. Now, Cold Steel has, oh my God, that is sharp. Cold Steel has a thing with, I'm pretty sure, if you haven't already, if you look on the interwebs, they enjoy really putting their knives through the paces. And you'll probably find video of Cold Steel themselves chopping down bamboo or ropes or cleaving through meat, things like that. So if you, they really put these knives through some rigorous testing, and they have copious amounts of confidence in their blades. I'm not going to do any of that cleaving or hacking or whatever here. I do not have the space. But what I do have is a particular set of skills that allow me to get magazine paper. And let's see, that felt really sharp. Now I hold it from the back, and because this is very unsupported, we'll see how well that grips the paper. That is sharp. All the way down that blade. This is one of those knives that just brings a smile to my face. Now, like I said, am I ever going to use it on a day-to-day basis? No. Is this ever going to be a part of my EDC? No. Will I toss it into my bug out bag for the eventual zombie apocalypse or any other apocalypse for that matter? Oh, hell yeah. That is definitely going in there. Let's get rid of that. That's enough mess. But anyway, again, this is the Cold Steel Raja 2 in AOS 10A steel, 6-inch variation. I will put an affiliate link down below. So if you want to check it out on Amazon and you want to help support the channel, you can look at it and pick it up there. If you use the link, it helps me create more content for you guys in the future. And let me know what you guys think. Is this something that you would no, would you even put this in your EDC? Would this go in your bug out bag? Would you get this just for fun? I will tell you, I got it for fun in my bug out bag. It's just cool to have. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked what you saw, please drop a like down below. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, hit the notification button, and you will get notified for any future video drops. And thanks so much for supporting me, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Good God, this thing is crazy. Yeah, it just makes me giggle. Thunk.